Jane's Addiction concert ends abruptly after Perry Farrell throws a punch at Dave Navarro, is forced off stage by crew. Fans posted dramatic video of the escalating confrontation and the enraged singer's removal from the stage. Been caught sparring. A concert by the reunited Jane's Addiction in Boston came to a sudden end Friday night when a clearly enraged Perry Farrell threw a punch at guitarist Dave Navarro and was restrained by crew members, still appearing physically agitated as he was hustled off stage. Multiple audience members shared their dramatic video of the altercation after the gig ended in calamity. This emotional explosion coming on the heels of some off moments in other cities that have already been a subject of discussion in reviews and on social media has some fans waiting to see whether the remaining gigs on the band's long-awaited reunion tour, their first in 14 years, will proceed as scheduled. Footage shared on the web shows the band deep into playing Ocean Sighs, the 11th number in a set that usually stretches out to 14 or 15 songs, when trouble erupts between the two most famous members of the veteran band. Some fans reported on social media that tension looked to have been brewing for several songs before it got to the point of fisticuffs. Video of the lead-up to the scuffle shows Farrell fiercely grunting in the direction of the audience, before he turns to his right and begins issuing those bellows at Navarro, face to face. He appears to aggressively bump shoulders with the guitarist during a solo, and Navarro eventually stops playing and puts a hand up to Farrell's chest to establish distance. Then the singer appears to deliver a punch. At that point, as the stage lights are lowered, three men, including bassist Eric Avery, surround and grab hold of Farrell, who is finally forced off stage, still apparently struggling as he's hustled into the wings. Once Farrell was gone, the rest of the band, including Navarro, stepped to the front of the stage to give the crowd a gentler farewell, appearing calm as they hugged one another, applauded the audience, tapped their hearts, and offered a peace sign. The altercation immediately blew up on social media with no shortage of jokes, including countless Oasis comparisons, along with more serious concerns expressed for the well-being of the band members involved. "I was there," tweeted at DNS1 on X. The crowd was bemused. Half pissed the show ended early and half excited we may have seen the last Jane's show ever. Jane's Addiction broke up before Oasis Ong, came a typical tweet from the user at Tribe Called Flex. On setlist.fm, the notation section for the Boston show offered an ironic juxtaposition of trivia about the gig, reading, "Note, Stephen Perkins' drum kit was outfitted with balloons in celebration of his birthday." The set ended early after Perry Farrell punched Dave Navarro. Press representatives for Jane's Addiction and the tour promoter, Live Nation, could not immediately be reached for comment Friday night. Chatter had already circulated in social media about the Jane's Addiction shows earlier this week in New York City, held at the rooftop at Pier 51. At the first of two concerts there, Farrell admitted to the audience he was not in great vocal shape, reportedly saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have to be honest with you. Something's wrong with my voice. I just can't get the notes out all of a sudden." The next day, bandmate Eric Avery posted to Instagram, "Looking forward to getting another crack at this spectacular rooftop venue tonight. I'm optimistic we will be better." The following night in New York, things indeed took a turn for the better, according to a reviewer for Jambase who wrote, "I had seen the reports of Farrell's condition on Tuesday, so I had trepidation as Jane's Addiction came on. All my fears quickly eased away as my first Jane's experience was a great one." Farrell sang well, Perkins crushed it behind the kit, Navarro shredded, and Avery anchored the band with his steady work on bass. Some of Farrell's stories were engaging and others rambled as he chugged from a bottle of wine. He also was fixated on a device that I'd imagine was supposed to add effects to his voice, but didn't have much impact to my ear. However, when it came to singing the songs, Farrell nailed most of them. Ironically, in light of what has since transpired, the singer halted a beef at the band's second New York show. Farrell actually stopped the latter tune after he spotted a fight in the audience, Jambase reported. Farrell had a fan named Bobby Makeup with the crowd member he was feuding with. A review of the band's Tampa show earlier this month in Creative Loafing may have offered a hint of where some tension between Farrell and Navarro lies. The Florida Critic reported, Farrell launched into many nonsensical rants about cow pastures, mushrooms, surfing, living in Florida, and arguing with his brother about politics, among other undecipherable comments while chugging from a full bottle of wine throughout the performance. At one point during one of his ramblings, Navarro deliberately cranked out a loud, piercing chord on his guitar, as almost to silence Farrell and get the show back on track. Jane's Addiction's first tour in 15 years is a co-headlining one, with another beloved 90s group, Love and Rockets, sharing the bill. Friday night's fateful Boston show came about 20 dates into the group's dual tour itinerary, with 15 left to go. As of this writing, the tour is still scheduled to continue and wrap up Oct. 16 at LIS YouTube Theater, returning to where the group already successfully performed once near the beginning of their outing in mid-August.